PokeRogue, the online Pokemon game where the classic Pokemon game style that you're used to of collecting badges, catching them all, and trying to become the Pokemon League champion is completely shaken up and altered in a way to keep the same nostalgia of the traditional games alive, but applying a more challenging twist. PokeRogue still maintains the Elite Four challenges you're used to, rival battles, and capturing Pokemon. However, it adds a 200 level interface to progress through to beat the game. Interesting dilemmas along the way that could completely reshape your team, increase shiny encounters, item choices after every level, a new way of selecting starters for your journey, and a dynamic Pokemon egg system to unlock new Pokemon, moves, different shinies, and more abilities for your Pokemon. Can a first-time streamer conquer this intense competition to make it to level 200 and take down the mighty Eternatus? My name is Blake Comps, and this is my story of beating PokeRogue for the first time. Please like and comment on this video, subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and make sure to turn on your notification bell so you can tune in to my live weekly streams. Thank you so much for all the support, and let's see how I'm able to complete this Pokemon challenge. Okay, so the game opens up with a starter choice screen. Because this is our first attempt, I have only unlocked the starter Pokemon from the last 9 generations. You have 10 total points to use at your starter selection, and each Pokemon has a different designated points amount. As you continue to progress through the game, you'll unlock more options for your starter selection, decrease the amount of points that certain Pokemon require to select, unlock more egg moves for the Pokemon, potentially add more abilities to the Pokemon, and even have the ability to unlock shiny versions of the Pokemon, which helps with the luck in your run. And the higher the luck, the better items you'll receive along the way, making your journey that much easier. All right, attempt number 1. We're feeling pretty good about ourselves. We have Bulbasaur, we have Piplup, and we have Fuecoco. We have one of each type of the starter, which I feel like, at least in the beginning of the game, is necessary for type coverage. The thoughts here were, if we take Fuecoco, we can carry if we can get into level 36, so that way we have access to Torch Song, and we can really just kind of set up and mow through people. The problem is, we still have to get to level 36. The early part of this game, it's no easy task. We do make great momentum though, easily getting to level 25. But then, tragedy strikes. Our rival Ivy. She wanted to battle, and boy were we not prepared. Rival Ivy, fancy meeting you here. We learn from our mistakes often more than we would if we kept succeeding. I don't need the life advice, okay, girl? I don't need it. Don't need it. Reboot. Just the worst possible start for us. I mean, this might be a wipe, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Ooh, he took that pretty well. Did not take that well. Okay. Let's do Happy Footsie. I think there's going to be a switch out here, so let's Charm. Okay. Didn't help much. I think Hot Breath. Oh, we're so screwed. So screwed. So screwed. Is this like even a good trade for us? I don't know. Okay, well we have a quick attack here. So, oh, and they switched out. Covet? Yeah, see you later, dude. Yeah, I think this is a wipe, guys. Unless it's crits. Oh! Don't know why they did that. That almost seems like a free kill. And the speed goes up. Oof. Okay. I think our only shot is to... Oh, but they're gonna rapid spin that stuff off, huh? Yep. Oh, we're dead. Oh, and he avoided it. I think that's all she wrote, guys. Oh, but Bidoof is evolving. Ah, tough. Tough. A fail for my first run? There's nothing I could do. On to attempt number 2. Our spirits were still high, and we did not switch up our initial starters much. We did have the option to choose the Pokemon we unlocked last run, but I wanted our win to start with just starters. So, we decided to run back Bulbasaur, and we had to have Fuecoco, again, because as we established, Torch Song. But we swapped out Piplup for Mudkip because, why not? And things started off great. We were catching Pokemon to make our team stronger. We were getting through level after level with no real hiccups. And at this point, I would be lying if I said I didn't think I was going to steamroll this game all the way to the end. Surely, attempt number 1 was a fluke, and I was going to win on my second attempt. But my overconfidence got to me. We ran into a type advantage against Meryl. Yes, Meryl, where Magikarp offered me nothing. Our sweet Bidoof was overmatched. Dunsparce and Bulbasaur fainted. Mudkip had really nothing to hit it with, and our Fuecoco, being a fire type against a water type, couldn't do what it needed to do. While we were ultimately able to get through that battle, we were left with nothing, and Ivy came in to sweep up the mess and take us out for the second time. Run 2 was over. For attempt 3, we ran back the same starters as attempt number 2, hoping for a different outcome. And boy did we get one. This time getting swept by some random dude named Edgar. At this point, I was frustrated. The early game was getting to me, and I just wanted to get some revenge on Ivy, but now I was struggling even to get to level 25. New game! We started attempt number 4 on Tilt, trying not to be frustrated and just focusing on getting through the early levels. We again went with Bulbasaur, Piplup, and Fuecoco. The names of our Pokemon for this run are themed after college football programs. Florida for the Gator Fuecoco, Oregon for the close enough to a duck Piplup, yes, I know he's a penguin, and TCU because of the horned up frog Bulbasaur. The run kept going on. We added some other Mons like Notre Dame, the Eevee, SMU, the Mankey, Bidoof, the God, and Arizona, the Meowth. This run felt different. We fairly easily breezed through the first 20-something levels, making it to level 25, where we once again stared down the gatekeeper of this game, rival Ivy. She had gotten the best of us in the runs before, but that was about to come to an end. Ironically, Ivy had an Ivysaur for her starter, and this made our type matchup with Florida being a fire type too much in our favor, where Ivy really never stood a chance. Finally, we were past level 25, and we were feeling pretty good. I don't know what that secret power was, but we made it through. This is the farthest our run has gotten. We defeated Ivy for the second time. I'm feeling great. Level 30, we took on Grass Gym leader Erica. We're facing a gym leader, but it's grass, so our fire type is just gonna run through this. It's not even gonna be hard. It's clicking buttons. Clickety clack, 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 click, click, click. And while I was right that this game is just clicking buttons, especially when you have the type advantage like my Florida fire starter had against Erica's strongest Pokemon, Vileplume, my hubris created a situation where I did not have any fire type moves left, as my PP was 0 on Incinerate. This left a more difficult situation than it needed to be to take down the Grass Gym leader's massive flower. While my lack of attention to detail because of my Overconfidence did not hurt me this time. It almost caught up to me, just barely living at 4 HP to get me on to the next wave of this game and fully heal my team. We made it to level 40 without much issue, using Flamethrower as an insect killer, taking down low kicks. Shortly after that, we were rewarded for our patience with a key evolution. Let's go! Here's our beautiful crocodile. Skeledirge. And this is the move, guys. This is the move. So the user blows out raging flames as if singing a song, scorching the target. This also boosts the user's special attack. That is massive. Oh, and how massive it was. Our early game strategy of selecting Fuecoco for access to Torch Song at a later stage to set up our special attack to sweep through levels was finally paying off. We beat level 50 easily. We took down Ivy at level 55 with no problem because Florida by himself handled the whole team. Now, the strategy was not airtight and it did have heavy reliance on one team member, but other teammates were gaining levels too and had some power to assist Florida. Like at level 70, where Florida needed a little help from his teammates because of the type advantage Diancie had against him. Oregon was able to tag in and show his strength to advance us past level 70. But for the most part, it was Torch Song that got us here, and I was planning on using it until I could not anymore. Level 80, Torch Song. Level 90, Torch... What?! We might lose. We might lose. It hit 5 times. Okay, not good. How could this happen? I was not expecting a beat up to hit 5 times, taking us out. We were in a snowy forest, facing an ice gym leader, and I thought Florida was going to melt everything in its path. Florida was going to carry us to the promised land, singing that beautiful Torch Song and making our opponents wish they had earplugs. I completely ignored the fact that Weavile has that dark typing, which is deadly against our partial ghost type Skeledirge. Even with our now evolved Pokemon and new team members of Texas the Ampharos and Arkansas the Mamoswine, there was no helping us. My confidence of button mashing ended our 4th attempt and our farthest run was kaput. This was not going to be as easy as I thought. Oh, that was such a stupid... How is beat up supposed to go 5 times? Ugh. It was at this point that I needed a break from this game. I took a couple of days off trying to win and just gave myself a timeout. I like to think of myself as a pretty good Pokemon player. I've been playing the various games for over 20 years. I've completed a good amount of Nuzlocks, and what it boils down to on that last run is I made a critical error. I let my best Pokemon die when I could have easily played around it. There was simply no excuse for me ignoring the type matchup on that last run. I needed to be better. And as you'll continue to learn about me, I am a competitive person. My friends and I go mini golfing. I'm trying to win. Monopoly with my family? I'm cutthroat. I'm vetoing trades, and I'm forcing my own mother to go bankrupt like it's nothing. Fortnite against strangers. People I don't know and will never know. Can't say I haven't had a tantrum, or 2, or 3, or 4. You get the point. I wanted to beat PokeRogue so badly on stream, and I knew that even though I made it to level 90 out of 200 on my last run, I got through one of the toughest parts of the game, being the early game. Attempt number 4, I was maybe an encounter or 2 away from winning, but I got too complacent, and I was not going to let that happen again. I was not going to let myself lose. Even when things got tough, I was going to power through, outthink the game, come up with an unbeatable strategy, and most importantly, make Ivy, a random video game character that doesn't really exist, fear me. And that's exactly what I did in run number 5. Run number 5, we needed new Juju. We changed the name theme to NFL players and chose some different starters. We kept Fuecoco and named him Patrick Mahomes, chose Trico, named him Saquon Barkley, and chose Squirtle and named him Amon-Ra St. Brown. Our journey in Attempt 5 really started out like any other. We got through the first 15 levels of the game pretty easily, catching some Pokemon, but none that were really going to make the squad long term. Aside from our starters, of course, but then PokeRogue blessed us. Oh, a shiny Zigzagoon. Now you might be thinking, Zigzagoon? Really, Blake? That's what you're excited over? Well, this Zigzagoon was the perfect support Pokemon. 1, it was shiny, which increased our luck in obtaining more valuable items after every level, and it had the ability Pickup. Pickup gives Zigzagoon a chance to pick up random items after every level. As you know, if you've ever played Pokemon, items can be crucial in making Pokemon stronger, and PokeRogue is no different. We named this Zigzagoon TJ Watt and continued on our journey. We made it past level 20, our team was healed, vibes were high. We were continuing on our mission of not losing and taking down level after level. But we got a bit unlucky with the biome. See, our best Pokemon was Mahomes, a fire type, and we had to play the next 10 levels in the lake biome with mostly water types. We lost Pokemon left and right, barely making it to level 24, where it looked like we were going to wipe again. Run 5 was going to end. Then an unthinkable hero emerged. No, not Bidoof, but Flamigo. Okay, we one-shot that. So if we can outspeed that, maybe we catch this to get... Oh my gosh. I think we just have to hope that we can catch it. Yeah, and we cannot. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Still have to hope that we can catch it. And we cannot. Because that's the only way we can potentially get through this next fight. Oh, it just might be too late. We have to. See ya, Jackson. Our spirits are pretty low. We don't even bother naming Flamigo. We fully expect to wipe at the level 25 Ivy fight. Watt does his best to put out as much damage as he can, but he goes down swinging. Then, we send out Flamigo, and the rest is wonderful history. Carrie? All right. Okay. Crazier things have happened. Low kick. Yeah, I guess we can get rid of focus energy. Alan wants to learn seismic toss. Sure, dude. You do you, Alan. Ooh. Not good. Oh, one shot him. Wow, is this Flamigo just so good? Oh, Flamigo. Okay. He might have saved this run. We might not keep him long term, but I mean, if we look back, he might be the MVP of this run. That was incredible. While Flamigo got us through the Ivy fight, we were still not out of the danger zone yet, as our team was badly hurt and we had 5 more levels to get through in a gym leader fight at level 30. Flamigo, now nicknamed Bo Nix, would need to put the team on its back, feed us like the baby bird we were as our team was in such rough shape, and carry us to the finish line. And that is exactly what he did. Nix might have been a Pokemon that I slept on in the past, but no more. The run continues. We made it to level 30. We made it. Nix saved us. Holy moly. From there, we progressed through the 30s without much issue, and even managed to add a very significant teammate in Drillbur, now named Austin Eckler. Our team was really coming together, with great type coverage and Pokemon that could hit both specially and physically. We picked up a Mega Bracelet, which will definitely come in handy later in the run, and you know, our team was just getting better. They were slowly evolving and everything was going pretty smooth. We pretty easily made it to level 55 to rematch Ivy. And going into this battle, I felt we had a pretty strong team. We had a Sceptile, a Shiny Lanoon, a Flamigo, a Skeledirge, an Excadrill, and a Blastoise. I felt pretty confident that we were going to win this battle, and if we did, we had a good shot of going a long way. We're going to need a strong showing for Barkley anyways. I don't know. I can't remember what. Yeah. Ooh, level 41. All right, so let's do Energy Ball. I assume she would switch out. Fine. That was still a lot of damage. Do you think a quick attack kills here? I think it does. I think it does. That's massive. Ooh. Rowlett. I think we're going to switch out. This is just free. Yeah. Now let's Shell Smash. Spell Mash? Jeez. Okay. Now what? He kind of resists everything, so let's just go for Water Pulse, get some chip. Okay, now we can't get out. If we trade these two, I'm kind of okay with that. I'll try it. Oh, I was gonna do a bite that time. Oh, confused. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. We'll go into Barkley. We'll Energy Ball. They'll switch out. Okay, this is gonna do some good damage. Okay. Mimikyu. Again, I'm gonna go with the Energy Ball. What's this gonna do though? Special defense fell. Hex. Fine. See you later. Barkley carry. We love that. No, we don't need Screech. We don't need Flail. And then we'll Giga Drain, get the rest back. On to the next. I can't lie. Beating Ivy, that felt pretty good. I churned through the rest of the 50s, got to level 60, had no issue with that, got to level 70, powered through, and at this point, there's nothing that could stop my vibe. Man opens his jacket. Not the way you want things to happen, let me tell you. Typically, when a man opens his jacket in front of you, walk the other way. We were rolling. We got through level 80, knocked down level 90, caught a Gardevoir, and named her DK Metcalf to replace our once savior Nyx, the Flamigo. Now you might ask, Blake, that seems cold. Nyx saved you? And no loyalty? Again, I'm a man on a mission. With dragon types looming, we need the fairy type. I can't stop now for a farewell to Nyx. I'm already at level 100, taking down this Miltank. Lanoon, level 110. Done. Gym leader Larry at 120. I don't think so, dude. Noctowl might have gotten the upper hand on Eckler because of the surprise heat wave, but what are you gonna do when Mahomes comes in and sings a song to melt the ears of all of your Pokemon? Let me answer that for you. Nothing. We breeze through the rest of the 120s, 130s, and get to level 140. We are taking on Ivy, and immediately we are at a disadvantage type-wise with Mahomes going against Empoleon. We switch out to Barkley to take a water attack, and we definitely didn't. Ivy still switched out to Rayquaza. Oof. One of the best Pokemon ever, and I have to take it down. Expecting a dragon move, I switch in Fairy Metcalf. I fire off a Moonblast, and Mimikyu absorbs it, breaking its disguise. Knowing Metcalf could be my potential Rayquaza counter, I switch into Eckler to get a type advantage. Eckler tanks a Shadow Claw from Mimikyu and Hone Claws and Rapid Spins to set up. Swellow, down to Rock Slide, Ray back in, Rock Slide it up, but almost nothing. Even worse, Eckler is down to the Hurricane. I'm reeling. I switch in Metcalf as a counter and try and set up. I need momentum back in this battle. Psychic takes out Mimikyu, Empoleon back in, and I'm killed by a Wave Crash. I go in with Barkley, and as a desperate attempt to win the battle, I have to make a call. I switch in St. Brown, expecting the Rayquaza. I'm right. At this point in the battle, I only had one Pokemon left that could take down Rayquaza. Metcalf was dead, Eckler was dead, and it was going to come down to St. Brown. And I knew St. Brown, while strong, isn't strong enough to take out Rayquaza and take out most of the rest of the team. So he needed a boost. And I knew I needed one Shell Smash and probably two to take out Rayquaza. And thankfully, the situation presented itself where I could take advantage of one of the strongest Pokemon making one of the biggest blunders I've seen. When I go for Shell Smash, Rayquaza goes for a Hyper Beam. Wait, Hyper Beam? That's good! St. Brown eats, and I know Ray has to recharge. Now's my time. Second, Shell Smash. Say that 10 times fast, jeez. The rest of the battle was much easier as I take down the final Pokemon. Excalibur can't withstand a Flash Cannon. Empoleon kills itself trying to take down St. Brown, and then Barkley narrowly taking down the Fire Rock type Arcanine. Ooh, we barely hung on. The next part of the game is really only about getting the best items on your Pokemon, finalizing your endgame roster, and preparing for battles 165, the Elite Four, 195 versus Ivy, and Eternatus. This is where strategy really comes into play. Let's not kid ourselves. Getting good items, that's lucky. So really the only thing we can focus on is team composition. And our squad is pretty solid and fairly type diversified. We had a quick Sceptile with the Grass type, a Skeledirge which is Ghost Fire with great attacking move coverage, a shiny normal type Lanoon that thus far hasn't done much as far as battling per se, but it's been a good support Pokemon because of the extra luck as well as the pickup ability. Then we have a water tank in Blastoise that has shown great power in its ability to not only absorb hits, but potentially sweep with Shell Smash. A Psychic Fairy Gardevoir, good against the big dragons in this game, which is important. And lastly, the Excadrill, with the valuable ground steel typing, and that thing can hit like a Bronco truck being driven by OJ. It still wasn't enough. I knew we had to make a sacrifice. Watt, the Lanoon, had to be the one. He just didn't have any firepower to help the rest of the way. Our team's items were fine, and we needed to bring in someone specifically for hurting Eternatus. And we craved a Leech Seeder for that. Sceptile didn't learn it, which kind of forced us to double up on grass types, and that was the plan. We caught a Tropius, named him Patrick Surtan, and we were okay with it. Until we saw something better. Oh, but this is what we need. This is exactly what we need. Garganackle, the Salt Cure Chosen One. Salt Cure is a move that consistently damages a Pokemon, essentially putting them on a timer. And that's super valuable against a Pokemon like Eternatus, who can't switch out. That was the last puzzle piece. Our team was finalized. Miles Garrett, the Garganackle. With our new team, we climbed to level 165 to face some pseudo-Team Rocket guy, Guzma. Metcalf blew past Crawdon. Eckler threw some rocks at some bugs. Mahomes burned down the Xurkitree. And St. Brown shot in at the end to finish up the mess by taking out Buzzwole and Guzma's last Pokemon, Cleavor. Lucky for me, my prize for beating Guzma was a Gardevoir. Throughout this run, I was secretly hoping I would get at least one Mega Pokemon because, for crying out loud, half my team was eligible with Sceptile, Gardevoir, and Blastoise. A team improvement felt necessary because the next roadblock was the Elite Four, housed in the 180s. First up for the Elite Four was Chantal's Ghost Types. Can't scare me, boy. We take her out, no problem. Next, we face the aggro Marshall, who matches his hair with his pants, and I guess some people think that's cool. He has fighting types, and these fighting types are a perfect matchup for Gardevoir. Once she gets in, she sweeps the rest of the team. After the fighting type Elite Four member, we have Grimsley, the dark type Elite Four member. We have a good lead with the Fairy Metcalf, but this early in the battle, we cannot risk any losses. So we switch in Barkley, do some damage to King Gambit with Drain Punch, but are crit by an Iron Head, which takes out Barkley. Now, we're in trouble. It's never good to lose a Pokemon this early. We use this opportunity to switch in Eckler to try and set up and maybe sweep. One Hone Claws and an Earthquake is enough to take down Samurott. Eckler takes down a couple more Pokemon, but with the attack drop from Crocodile, we have to switch out. St. Brown tanks an Earthquake, but we're in red health. We're in danger of losing St. Brown. Thankfully, St. Brown outspeeds with the Liquidation, hits the crit, and Crocodile goes down. Scrafty goes down next to a couple Liquidations, and once a scary battle is looking much easier to win. Grimsley's final Pokemon is King Gambit, and one Earthquake from Eckler is enough to finish it off. Floor 186, cleared. Next up was floor 188, to take on the Elite Four member, Caitlin. She is a Psychic-type trainer, and I wish I could say this battle was back and forth with a lot of ups and downs, but it was not particularly interesting. She didn't give us too much trouble as the combination of Mahomes, St. Brown, and Metcalf were enough to take her out. We are on to level 190 to take on the champion of the Elite Four. The trainers who make it here are trainers who desire victory with every fiber of their being. That's me. I want to win. I want to win. If I don't win, I'm going to be upset, and that's not going to be good. Whew. All right, here we go. Pokemon League champion, I'm going to defeat you. Good luck, Iris. The battle against the champions starts off with my lead of Metcalf against her Drudigan. Knowing her team is mostly comprised of dragon types, I want to get off some damage, so I fire off a Moonblast with Metcalf into the now switched in Archeops. One shot. Iris then sends in Aerodactyl, and I know this thing is fast, so trying to preserve my fairy type of Metcalf, I switch in Garrett, the rock type. Fire off Assault Cure into the now switched in G-Max Lapras. Yikes, this thing is going to be tough to take down. We switch in St. Brown thinking we have a good type advantage of water versus water and ice. Unfortunately, we were not expecting a freeze drive. But St. Brown survives at 1 HP. Yes, 1 HP like a champ. However, it doesn't matter too much as the Flash Cannon does barely anything to Lapras and Lapras takes us out. We send out Barkley to fire off an Energy Ball, and it tickles a switched in Reshiram. Mahomes then takes an Outrage and fires off a Torch Song, hoping to eat another Outrage and raise our special attack. But we found ourselves in a place where we still didn't really have a great move, so knowing another Outrage was coming, I switched into Fairy Metcalf, set up a Calm Mind expecting a switch out, and unfortunately it was into Aerodactyl. At this point, I just hoped that we outsped. I fired off a Psychic and hoped for the best. It took out Aerodactyl. Another Psychic can't take out Lapras, but we're unpunished because we survive a Body Slam. And from there, that's all she wrote. We take out the rest of the champion's Pokemon with Moonblast, and the champion is no more. At this point, I can taste victory. I know that we only have 2 major battles left before we beat PokeRogue for the first time. The first test was at level 195 against our rival Ivy, and if we can get through her, we have the chance to take on Eternatus at level 200. But we couldn't get ahead of ourselves in worrying about an Eternatus, because we had to focus on Ivy, our bitter rival, the green-haired demon with a Rayquaza. She had given us plenty of problems before, and realistically, one wrong move by us, and that could cost us the entire run. We had to stay focused. We needed to beat Ivy and make her rue the day she challenged Blake Comps and our wonderful team of Pokemon named after football players. And this is how the battle went. But here we go. We're going to take on Ivy. We have 5 levels left if we can get through it. The battle starts out with our lead of Metcalf the Mega Gardevoir versus Ivy's Empoleon. We switch out to Sceptile expecting a water move, but as seen before, the Wave Crash does way more than we would like. Barkley, trying to get some HP back, uses Giga Drain, but Ivy switches into Mega Rayquaza and it does nothing to the beast. Knowing that we probably need a clean switch in, we hit another Giga Drain against Rayquaza, letting Barkley go down to an Outrage. Now, Given Mega Rayquaza is stuck into Outrage, we switch back into our Fairy to fire off a Moonblast and give Rayquaza some much needed damage. Mimikyu switches in next turn, and we try to set up a Calm Mind. A Psychic breaks the disguise, and Metcalf holds on after a Shadow Claw. Another Psychic leaves Mimikyu on a sliver, but Metcalf goes down to the Shadow Claw. Not having a Fairy type for Mega Ray moving forward is definitely going to hurt us. We try to regain momentum in the battle by sending out Eckler to use Hone Claws. Swellow switches in. We try and gain some speed, so we use Rapid Spin, and Swellow fires off a reversal that doesn't do much, so we take this chance to go for another Hone Claws. +2 attack and +1 speed at this point for our mole. One Rock Slide and Swellow goes down. Empoleon comes out, and even though we have a type disadvantage, we have to do as much damage to this thing as possible. We might not get another chance to set up like this again. Thankfully, an Earthquake takes down the Penguin, and we only have 4 Pokemon left to deal with. Then Mega Ray comes in, and it barely hangs on from a Rock Slide. Eckler tanks an Outrage, but at this point, we don't really know what to do, because Mega Ray just healed, and he gets some boosts. At this point, we're stuck. We gotta go for it, and an Outrage takes us out. Or so we thought! Wait, what just happened? The Reviver Seed! Way back in this run, we stuck one of these on this Pokemon, not thinking much, and it came in clutch to save the day. Or so I thought so. Because Mega Ray survives again and fires off an Outrage. Are you kidding me? PokeRogue, you can't play with a guy's emotions like this. I'm gonna throw up. After that, Garrett the Garganackle comes in, takes the Outrage, and finishes off Mega Ray with a Salt Cure. It's a good old-fashioned 3v3. Mimikyu misses a Play Rough and goes down to a Salt Cure. Next, Ivy sends in Baxcalibur, and it can't take down Garrett with an Icicle Crash, but it can take Garrett's Salt Cure. Baxcalibur does finish off Garrett next turn though, and we're back even at a 2v2. And this is where St. Prown comes in to fire off a Flash Cannon, which does about half health. However, Baxcalibur only hits with a takedown in return, so there's no real damage at this point. Another Flash Cannon and the chip from Salt Cure is enough to take down the Rugrats Reptar turned Pokemon. Ivy's last Pokemon comes in, Arcanine. St. Brown, the water type, was unfazed by this Arcanine and uses one liquidation, fainting the doggo. Ivy goes down, and we're moving on to Eternatus.
We beat Ivy!
The little Squirtle. The little Squirtle that could. The Squirtle that we chose was the final kill. The final kill on Ivy. Oh my goodness. Let's go.
Woo! That feels good.
As part of our reward for taking down Ivy, we were blessed with a Blastoise, and we used it to get a Mega Blastoise. Just in time for our final battle against Eternatus. We had one battle left. One Pokemon, Eternatus, stood between us and our glory. Now, I was nervous, but all the battles up to this point, all the close calls, all the one-shots, everything, that gave me confidence. And this team, yes, this team was a team of destiny. All right, here we go. Final battle of this stream. Win or go home. Are we ready? I am. Let's get into it. All right. Here we go. Eckler, will we switch Pokemon? No. We're gonna Earthquake. Flamethrower takes us out immediately. That is worst case scenario. Unreal. What do we do here is the question. Maybe we go into St. Brown. We go Ice Spinner. Ooh, we avoided it. Okay, but now we know that it's going to be going for that. The Eternabeam. So maybe we switch back into Metcalf. Yep. Doesn't do it. Use a Psychic. Sludge Bomb. Don't kill. Don't kill. Yes. Okay. I see the presence I felt was indeed real. It appears I no longer to hold back. Don't disappoint me. Ooh. All right, this is where we need to get the Salt Curemonn in as soon as possible. Okay, Mahomes. Let's switch in Garrett, and then Mahomes. Let's go for Torch Song. Flamethrower on Mahomes, great. Okay, Roser special attack.
Here we go! Here we go!
Okay, so what we really need to get off is a Salt Cure, okay? And then we can do Earth Power. Dynamax Cannon, survive. It endured the hit because it's sturdy. Oh my god. We needed the Salt Cure off. We needed it off. Otherwise we weren't going to win. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're still not out of it. We are still in a very bad spot. Flamethrower, okay, that's good. The more turns we can get, the better. We just need this Salt Cure to just whittle this Pokemon down, maybe get some special defense drops. Okay, so if we do Salt Cure, and then we went into Mahomes to... Yeah, we can Baton Pass. Okay, let's do that. Flamethrower, okay, took it down. That's okay. That's okay. Baton was... Oh, it got the special attack buff? Ooh. Okay, but we also got it. So another this, and then let's go for a Psychic. Flamethrower, that's okay? That's okay, Psychic? Okay, we're on the last rung. Special defense fell. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Did it take it down? It's hurt. Magnificent.
We did it! We beat our run. We did it. We did it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we beat PokeRogue for the first time. The team that we had was definitely Hall of Fame worthy. Barkley, the Sceptile, Garrett, the Garganacl, St. Brown, the Blastoise, Metcalf, the Gardevoir, Eckler, the Excadrill, and Mahomes, the Skeleturge. Each played a vital part to our win, and each will hold a special place in my heart when I think of PokeRogue. Thank you all so much for watching, and while we made it through this game, our journey with PokeRogue is not over. Get ready for Blake comps to take on more challenges, and some fun punishments could be in store. Peace.